Welcome back, BMW fans. It's Andre Podianu from BMW Blog, and on today's video, we're going to show you every single button on the 2025 BMW X3. I have it right here behind me, so let's get into it. So starting off with the key, we have on the key fob your lock button, the BMW logo. On the side, you have unlock, trunk, and alarm. Now the unlock and the lock double as a couple of features. What you can do is triple click the lock button to remotely start the engine. You can also hold the unlock button to roll down the windows. And you can hold the lock button to roll up the windows. On the outside, when you approach the car, it can unlock automatically, or just put your hand underneath, it's going to unlock automatically. But you can also touch these ridges to lock the car. Let's go around the back. So we have a button underneath here to open up the trunk as well as the camera, and the camera does have this little washer here. This will actually spray water to clean the camera, so we can push underneath to open up the trunk. Sorry for the mess, this is a brand new car. In the back here we have some extra storage. So right here we got some extra storage. The car is optional equipped with a spare tire. This one has the tire refill kit and a little quart of oil. Nothing on the sides here. Little hook for grocery bag. Another hook for the grocery bag. 12 volt, which I believe is new for the X3. We never had that. It was only on the X5s, X6s, and X7s. Your tonneau cover, very easy to move. I'm gonna do this with one hand, okay? Push here on the side. You're gonna lift this up, okay? You're gonna take it with one hand, literally one hand, because the other hand is holding the video. And I just put the tonneau cover away with one hand. You've got the folding seats right here on the shoulder. So I can fold the seats, this side as well. And then on top here, we've got the closing trunk button, lock and close. This one will just close your trunk. This will lock your car and close your trunk. So once you get home, you can push the lock one. It's gonna close the trunk, lock the car, so you can go back inside the house. Before I jump into the back, your opening of the hood is no longer here. It's now up here. So the moment I put my hand up here, there's a latch. Again, it's a pull twice. There's no way that anyone would see that without pulling it. So that's how you open up the hood. Literally, all you need to know here is the windshield washer fluid. You don't need to touch anything else. Let the BMW mechanics handle that. That's what they're trained to do, and it's usually under warranty, so you're good. On the front, I wanted to show you here is that this little camera can also be cleaned. A little nozzle pops out of here, and then we'll splash the front camera. Very nice. Let's jump inside and I'll show you everything inside. Starting with the back, we've got your window, door handle, the folding of the seats. You can adjust this by lifting it up and then push this button and pull down at the same time. In the back, we've got this does not have the rear comfort package, but if it did, you'd have another USB in here. You would have sunshades, and you would have the rear climate control. So this one doesn't have the rear comfort package, so all you have is the slot here to accept a hook that you can buy from parts, a table, an iPad holder, and my favorite, the coat hanger. 2 USB Type-Cs, adjustment for the air, and direction for the air. The light buttons. These are actually pretty cool. They are touch sensitive, so you don't have to push them hard. It's just touching with your finger. So now we're gonna jump inside the front. On your front door card, you've got the locking of the rear windows, the back windows, the front windows, adjusting the left mirror, adjusting the right mirror. You can use this to adjust, and folding mirror. You can also open and close the trunk. You push down to open, and then you pull up and hold to close. If you have this button clicked on the left, the mirror will not tilt. If it's clicked on the right, the mirror will tilt. Let me show you what I mean. So the button is clicked on the left. When I go to reverse, my passenger mirror will tilt. And then once I leave reverse, I go back into drive, it's going to go back to its original position. If that button is clicked on the right and I go to reverse, that mirror will not tilt. It's going to stay stationary. And only the passenger mirror tilts, the driver one does not. On the door handle here, of course, we've got the door handle. You've got your memory seating for 1, 2, and that's how you set it. You can also unlock and lock. And this dial here is to adjust the door for this air vent. So I can open it or I can close it. And it's just a touch type of action. There's no buttons. I'm just sliding my finger up and down. Very nice. Your seats, you've got your lumbar support. You've got your bolster support, which makes this a bit tighter. Love it. Then you've got your seating, front, back, up and down, and your tilt for the backrest. You can also tilt the seat to raise up the front or lower the front. And then this center part, if you put your hand in the middle, there's going to be a little handle here. Pull up and it opens. Pull up and push in to keep it closed. All the lights are controlled here now. There's no more dials here. All you have here is to adjust the air vent for that air pocket that I showed you earlier. It's a little bit chilly outside. So the controls for the lights, you toggle up, toggle down to switch between auto or non-auto mode. So right now it's just low beam on or back to auto. I can also turn off the lights by pushing off. If I push this button here, it's going to take me to the lighting menu. And this is where I can change things for the headlights, like automatic high beam to have on, which I love, auto lights on, or just have the lights on. Parking lights, I can turn on or off. Basically, this only works when the car's off. So I can have the parking lights on. So you'll see here a nice demonstration of that. Very nice. Let's see if it shows the front. Oh, that's so cool. I don't have to show you outside. That's cool. Let's see if it shows this. Oh, that's so cool. I love it. Okay, something that people did not know of, and these buttons here, they used to be hidden in the turn signal here. And then they added a button for here that still nobody knew how to use. The purpose of this is you can leave the left side of your car headlight and tail light. You can have it light up for the entire night, so that if you park on a road that has no lights, your car is still visible to others. So for example, I've got this side on, so it looks like one headlight is broken, but it's not. I'm gonna lock the car. Okay, so the car's locked. It's parked on a road that is no lights, but I want others to see me. Now I'm parked on the right side of the road. If you're parked on the left side of the road, you can turn on the other side. So as you see here, no light on the left, or on the right side really, and then light on the right. And we'll have the same light on the back. Now mind you, these are LED lights. They're not drawing much current, so you can leave this on all night. Okay, let's jump back inside. So you can light up the left side, the right side, or have all of them on. And then the settings here, you can have the iconic glow on or off. I personally love it. It's an awesome feature. Triple turn signal, one touch turn signal. So if you just flick the turn signal, it's going to flash 3 times and then turn off. But if you remove that, it's just a 1 time. So, sorry, just once. I like the 3rd, or 3 times I should say. Love it. Pathway lighting. When you turn off your car, and you're on a road that has no, or a driveway that has no lights, and you want to have a pathway of light, you can set a timer to keep the lights on. So when you turn off the car, you flick on the high beams, and it's going to keep the headlights on for whatever time you set it to. I think maximum is like 300 something seconds. What else we have? Welcome and goodbye, the welcome animation for the carpet lighting, and for the inside lights here when you enter the vehicle. You can have that on or off. This is new. Cool. You can change the animation of the lights. That is so cool. I want to see what this looks like. So we're now on Allegro. I'm curious to see what that looks like. Cool, did you see that? Let's do it again. That right there, did you see that? Boom. Adagio. Let's be a little bit close now. Okay, so it's a different animation. Not much on this one, honestly. Okay, we're back inside the car. We went over a lot of things which were just the light. Of course, flashing lights pulling towards you, and keeping the lights on is pushing away from you. Now, when you push away from you, it's gonna keep the high beams automatically on. And when a light comes in front of you, they turn automatically off, which I love. Now, the steering wheel. We've got your paddle shifters, minus and plus. But if you notice here, there's a little boost button. So, with the car on, whatever mode you're in, if you hold that boost button for 2 seconds, you're gonna get about 10 seconds of extra boost power. So maybe in drive, that's the only way it's gonna show you. So now you have a countdown of about 20 extra horsepower. So while you're accelerating, you're getting like a little push from behind you. On the left of the steering wheel, this is all cruise control. So turn on cruise, set your speed. This actually sets the speed with the camera. So it'll read the speed limit of the road and make the adjustment accordingly. You can change between, if the car is equipped, you can change between self-driving and no self-driving. So let's turn it on. So that's the steering wheel. If it's green, we're good. If it's not green, we're not good. You can also switch by pushing that mode button here. You're gonna see just a distance control and assisted driving. So distance is just for the speed, and assisted is speed and steering. You're gonna see both the car and the steering wheel. So this can activate as 2 functions, increase by 1 kilometer, or if you push a little bit more, you see that? That click is increased by 10 kilometers. So you can go 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60. You see this little dial moving up. I'm clicking all the way, or I can make minor increments, 1 by 1 by 1 by 1, which will take forever. Nobody wants to be doing this while driving, so we can just click once, twice, 3 to actually change 30 kilometers in speed. That's super cool. If you didn't know that, tell us in the comments, because I don't think a lot of people know that it's increased by 1 or increased by 10. On the right, we have your volume, skipping through a bunch of songs. Toggling right and left is by changing songs 1 by 1. You can toggle right and toggle left. You see here, previous. Answer the phone call. Also bring up your redial list. So if nobody's calling and you click this, it's gonna bring up my redial list, but I don't have a phone hooked up here. And the voice command. If you click it once, it's for the car. But if you hold it, it'll activate your either Siri for CarPlay or your Google Assistant for Android Auto. That's how you change from your media. So you can click this and I can change Sirius XM, regular radio. And once I'm in a specific item, I can scroll through a bunch of songs. Now, how do you customize this? Very simple. We've already showed you a video on how to customize it. So we'll put that video right here in the link. You can click it. But all you do is click this gear, use the wheel to go up and down, and that's how you customize the cluster in the middle here. The windshield wiper, it's located right here. This is its normal position, but if you click it up once, you're in automatic mode. You see the green light. If you click it up one more, it's at this speed. And if you click it up one more time, it's at this speed. Personally, I like to leave it on automatic, and you can adjust the sensitivity of the rain sensor right here. So plus means that it's going to be more sensitive. So less rain will accumulate on the windshield before wiping, and the minus is less sensitive, meaning that more water, more rain will accumulate on the windshield before wiping. I like to have it on this mode. Doesn't really matter what mode you have it on, the faster you drive, and depending on the rain condition, it's going to wipe with the speed of your car. So if you're driving faster, it's going to wipe faster, which is really nice. You can adjust the rear as well. So on, squirt by pushing more. I can also squirt from this way as well. And of course, splashing, you just pull and it'll splash on the front. I like that the water now comes out of the actual arms. It actually saves a lot of water. And if I hold it, it's just doing intermittent squirts. It's not allowing me to waste the water like a normal car. That's really smart. I'm still holding it. There's a lot of buttons in here. I can't show you what everything does, but I'm going to go through all the buttons and all of the options in the iDrive system, as well as mechanical buttons here. So we've got our handle here, your sunshade. So it does not open up the roof. As you know, this glass does not move. We can just pull back to open, push forward to close. I've got the light button here. It's touch, so it's a haptic touch. Very nice. Individual reading lights. Access my interior lighting. So if I click this, interior lighting option comes on, which is nice. And from here, I can actually tell what reading light I want to turn on or off. That's really cool. That's nice. So once you turn on the light, I can adjust its brightness. So let me go less, more. That's so cool. Love it. And I'll go through the ambient lighting in just a moment here. What else we have on top is the interior camera. That can be used like as a selfie inside with like friends and family. But also most importantly is if the car gets broken into, it's going to record the thief's face. Don't tell them I said that. And then you got the SOS button. This is for the SOS. If you need BMW assistance, you can call this. It's more for like emergencies. But if you have a normal issue, or you're looking for something, or you're lost, or it's not a real emergency, you can call BMW Assist right through here. If the car is equipped, you got the garage door openers built right into the rear view mirror. So you have garage door 1, 2, and 3. If you go to homelink.com, that's how you can pair it up. It'll show you videos on how to do it. In the center console here, we've got your shifter. So by clicking down, we're in drive or sport mode. Clicking drive again kicks us back into drive. Pushing all the way up is reverse. Just going a little bit is neutral. So if I go bit by bit, it's just going level by level, or I can just click all the way to switch. This is the park button as well as the handbrake button. Auto H, I personally love. You turn it on every time you come to a stop. You can let go of the brake and relax the foot. When it's time to go, just touch the gas pedal, the car will drive. The next time you come to a stop, relax the foot. Auto H is on. It's also going to show you that Auto H is on right there. And if it's off, very clear to see that it's not on. Love that function. Of course, you have the auto start stop for the engine. You got your dial for the screen here. We have quick shortcuts that we can go to, like the home, the media, telephone, and nav, as well as a back button. You've got the volume button. This is also the mute button. So if you click it, it mutes. Push again, it unmutes. Next song, one by one. Activate the driving settings. Activate the camera. And activate my modes. So my modes is where you can go to change how the car drives. Personal is a normal mode. Sport, the car feels more sporty. The gas pedal is more sensitive. The steering is a bit more stiff. The RPMs change a bit higher. And you can come here to customize certain things in sport. So you can go to individual settings, and I can change, maybe I want the drivetrain comfort, but everything sport, or vice versa. So you can customize that here. Efficient is to save fuel. It keeps the RPMs very low. The gas pedal feels heavier to push because it's actually skipping gears. It's going 2, 4, 6, 8. That's how it keeps the RPMs very low. It will save fuel. And it also has a coasting function where if you go down a hill and you let go of the gas pedal, it disengages the transmission from the engine, allowing you to coast down the hill in neutral to save you fuel and time. Love it. Very smart. Some other My Mode features are expressive, relax, digital, and silent. Now these are just a look and a feel. They do not change how the car drives. So if I go to expressive, actually sorry, I'm going to go to silent. It's going to mute the music. It made my cluster very minimalistic, like super minimalistic. It's closing the shade for me automatically. Like, I didn't tell it to do any of these things other than clicking the silent mode. And now if I go to expressive, what do you think that is? The exact opposite. Express yourself. Open up, be visible, be loud, change this lighting. It actually, like, I don't know if you see it, kind of lightly changing, flickering. It's just the mode. It's very cool, very expressive. When you're in one of these modes, you cannot customize the cluster. So if I click the gear, I can just change what content is being displayed in the middle. I can't actually change more settings like I could in personal mode. Like, I can't even change the head-up display. There's no option in there. So now if I exit this and I go to personal, hey BMW, turn on the head-up display. And now I just click to turn on the head-up display. So now that the head-up display is on, you see it as an option there. That's all I wanted to show you. This is another button here for the armrest. And then you've got your button. It's kind of hidden for the glove box right here. And in the glove box, they give you this nice microfiber for the screen to wipe, which is really nice. It's actually one of the best microfibers I've ever used. I use it for my camera lenses. Very nice. But you actually have a hole now for your to lock the glove box, which is nice. Really sweet. And the passenger side, of course, has the lock, unlock, and adjusting the airflow and the direction of the air. Little card holder here, very nice as well for me. Love it. Over here, we can adjust the air. You can open and close the door through here. We can activate the max front defroster, the rear defrost, hazard lights, and of course adjust the air, left, right, up and down. Now, jumping into the iDrive system. If you ever have any issues with the iDrive, it's having problems, CarPlay's not connecting properly, you hear people but you don't see anything, or vice versa, I'm going to show you how to reset that really quick. Push this volume button and just hold it. You're going to push and hold. You're going to keep holding. It takes about 40 to 60 seconds. When the screen turns off, you're going to keep holding. Don't let go of that button. We're still holding it. The moment the screen turns back on, you're going to let go of the button. So now the screen's back on, I can let go. This is doing a soft hardware reset. So it's going to clear the memory of the system. It's going to clear its cache. It's going to make sure that it's gone to sleep and it's woken back up, ready to be used. Let's do a quick dive into the iDrive 9. So from the home screen, you'll see this. You have your climate here. So I can adjust climate by pushing minus or plus. So I know that it's blowing warm air. And if I go to very cool, it should do the same with the blue arrow. Let's actually turn on the AC. Yeah, you see that? So it's like, it's blowing cool. All right, so you can quickly adjust the climate here. You can also turn on the heated steering wheel or seat from here, or cooling seat if you have it. Push it again to close. You've got your music here, navigation, the climate menu. Let me actually push these so you can see what they do. So we have music here, navigation, the climate, the home page, all the apps, and your telephone. If you had CarPlay connected, it would show here, or your Android Auto, it would show right here. You can also quickly access certain things by pushing right on them. So the time, I can click the time, and it took me to the time menu. If I click on this BMW logo, that's my driver profile. So I can click it, and it'll take me to my driver profile. I can click on the sound right here to turn on or off the mute. I can go to my music and notifications. You can also slide from the top down to access your shortcuts, turn off the control display, and turn off the auto start stop. Oh my God, guys, I just found out that the auto start stop is here. I've been telling my clients to go into sport mode. That's the only way to turn off the auto start stop. So now, look at that from there. If you didn't know that, let us know in the comments, because I do this all day and I didn't know that. It just probably just came out. So auto start stop right there, very nice. You can add shortcuts. I've tested this. I've added every single app as a shortcut. It's unlimited. You can do so much. And how you do that is you push and hold the app that you want to save, click add to shortcuts, and then you slide from the top down, and we have the shortcuts here. If you push and hold, we can move around the app because if we have more, but then we can also delete. From the main menu, what do we have here? It's going to show you what mode you're in, and you can actually change this content here. So I slide left and I can have it show maps. On the left side, you have some widgets where you can scroll through, and we have here your personal assistant, the radio, your telephone, more radio, destination input. So it's a quick way to tell it to go somewhere for navigation without opening up the navigation. This will show you like BMW information about your car, like your trip, consumption, weather, your time, and a clock that you can add. So if you click on one of these, it'll take you to that respected app. And you're gonna see that you're gonna be able to do the same thing multiple ways. So I can access the radio from there. 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 But I like it because it gives you so many options and you can find the easiest way for yourself. Let's now go into the radio. So in the radio section, we can click up here to switch what input we want, like Sirius radio, Bluetooth if I had it connected, CarPlay, Spotify, regular radio. You can come here for the sound adjustment, so you can adjust the bass, the treble, surround sound on or off. You can click on experience the sound. That just basically, let me put this in park. Experience the sound just gives you some sound that is pre-selected by BMW to give you an example of how it sounds. Stop listening to me. I'll show you how to change that name so it stops picking up my BMW. As an activation, we can change it to something else. Sound intensity, that is the faster you drive, you're going to get some road noise. You can actually have the music increase with your speed. Treble, bass, balance, equalizer. Do you want the touchscreen to do a click every time you touch it? I hate that. Welcome noise. I actually like that. I don't know why it was off. When you start the car and you turn it on, you're going to get this nice welcome sound. Love it. You go to volume settings here, and now we can adjust other sound settings like speed volume. The volume is adjusted to the speed of the vehicle. That's for all sound. Navigation, you can increase or decrease the navigation instructional voice here. Do you want her to be low, high, medium? You can also have, honestly, I haven't touched these too much. Reduction of media volume during, okay, cool. I get it. How much will the volume of the music be lowered when the navigation is speaking? I like that a lot. Volume reduction for parking, so same thing. Reduce the media for when you're parking. Some people, like for me, when I'm looking for a house address, I turn down the volume all the way in order to see the house number. I don't know why that just makes sense to me. So yeah, when you go in reverse, I can mute the entertainment or just leave the music normal. That's nice. The PDC parking, the gong, you can adjust the volume there. Volume normalization, what is this? The volume of media and sources adjusted to a uniform level. I don't know what that is. If you know what that is, please let me know. I don't know. I'll read the manual for that. Active noise reduction. Cool. So reduction of disturbing drive noises at low engine speeds by actively generating sound signal of the audio system. So basically, just like noise canceling headphones, it's going to be feeding the opposite frequency noise to hide the outside noise. That is wild. Unbelievable. I didn't know that this car had that. That is so cool. More information here. We can scroll through your radio stations. If you hold one of them, you can make it a shortcut or add it to a favorite. Up here, you can also save it as a favorite. And then we have settings for the same thing as we saw earlier, the sound settings and radio settings. This is the same thing as pushing the media button here. and pushing media one more time gets me that menu right here. Moving on to the navigation, we just did a full navigation video on how to use it, tips and tricks on it. So you can watch that video. It's just a little bit different, but it's the same criteria. So you got the same icons, just in a little bit different places. It might just look a little bit different, but it's got the same icons as we just demonstrated in the navigation video. Climate, you can turn on and off the climate here. You can adjust the fan speed. We also made a video on climate itself. So if you want to watch that video, it's going to be somewhere on the screen. You can click to watch it. We go in depth on how to customize the climate, tips and tricks, and how to properly use it. Home will take you to the home page. These small squares will take you to all the apps in the car. And you can actually filter some of the apps. So I can have it show all, or just show me infotainment apps, just show me vehicle apps, just show me recently used apps. So it learns what I use the most, and show me just the digital premium apps. There's like air console games, Sirius radio, personal assistant, bunch of stuff. And if there's so much, you can actually just search. So I can click here and I want to look up camera because I heard that there's an interior camera in here. So boom, I searched up camera and it brought up the interior camera, and I can quickly open it. Now I'm curious. Oh, that's so cool. Look at that. That's me. Hey. Let's go through all the apps here. We've got your BMW ID. That's where you go to add another BMW driver. So the BMW ID can be recognized with a key or with a pin. And when you enter the vehicle, you can have it memorize your seats, your mirrors, the lights, anything electronic that you've set in the car can be automatically memorized with the key or with your pin. You can also use your phone now as a key. So you just approach the car, the car unlocks, it takes your driver profile, it changes everything. Very nice. You've got my BMW ID here, so to synchronize across all other vehicles. So if you ever get a loaner vehicle and you don't want to sit for 5 minutes, 10 minutes to adjust all the settings, you just log in with your BMW ID into your new car, and it's going to synchronize your BMW ID across all the cars that you jump into. Awesome. Manage the profiles, so I can delete profiles here. I'm the primary user, so I've got full control of deleting other people. If you're not the primary user, you cannot. We got the personal assistant. You can come here to change some things of how she speaks, or how he speaks, I should say, because it's not a female anymore. It's a guy now that's talking. Connected Drive Store, that's where you can go to purchase some items from the Connected Drive Store, like the animated lights, traffic camera, games. There's a bunch of stuff here. Just give it a minute to load. Parking Assistant Professional, that's really cool. It can do the self-parking. And the Park Assistant Professional basically allows you to pull out your car with your My BMW app. So if somebody parked too close to you, you can just pull it out. We can also download Pocket Casts and Amazon Music on here. That's pretty neat. We can also go to the Connected Drive Store, and there's a bunch more things like the BMW Drive Recorder. That's why I couldn't find it in here. BMW Drive Recorder has to be added. I want to add that. That is a great function to have. Yes, absolutely. It's using the 360 cameras to record in case of an accident. Very, very good feature. And then some other apps we have, we can choose. Actually, gives you some category search, like just show me everything for music, or show me everything for travel and local. So these are just other apps that you can download from the App Store to be listed in these apps here. You can quickly access your Android Auto, your Alexa, air console games, where your cell phone becomes the controller and you've got your games playing on the screen. Very cool. Apple CarPlay, your BMW Assist, BMW Messages. So if you ever send an address from your My BMW app, it'll show up here. And if there's any messages from BMW that they're sending to you, like any recalls, it'll also show here. The BMW Maps, which is the navigation. The climate control, which we saw there. Data privacy, that's where you can go to adjust your data privacy, really. I was trying to think of another thing to say. Personally, I would have everything on if you want everything to work properly. I saw something that wasn't on my trips. Let's leave that on. So I leave everything on. That's just me. But you can also adjust these if you want. And you can go by category, apps. Again, like I said, you can do the same thing in different ways. Displays, you can come here to customize your display, the brightness for this display. You can turn off the display. Also more adjustment for the light. Oh, cool. This does both. Nice, I thought it just did one. It's doing this side as well, very nice. My head-up display, you can customize here. Turn it on, turn it off, adjust the height, the rotation, the brightness. And do you want it to show my modes when you're in that specific mode, like sport, regular, or efficient? I do. And then instrument cluster. We want to have the assisted info on. Yes, of course, why not? So it'll show me like how fast I'm approaching a car, or if there's a car in front of me, basically surrounding objects around me. Where do I want the information for the music to be displayed? Do I want it to be displayed in the head-up display or in the instrument cluster? So if it's in the instrument cluster, you're going to see it here. But if you go to head-up display, you're going to see it right in the glass there, up and down. I don't know if you can see that. Converted speed, you can have both speeds being shown. So I'll show you right here. You see there in the bottom left corner. And then you can quickly access your speed limit assistant, basically set your speed limit assistant. Actually, it's funny. It takes you to the driving menu. Like I said, it's the same thing to do, or it's many ways to do the same thing. So if I go to displays and I go to instrument cluster and I go all the way down and I choose speed limit assistant, I just want you to memorize this menu here. It's the same as me going to this button right here. Okay. And going to the driver assistance, driving, same menu, okay? Or if we're here and we go to driving settings, same thing. And of course we can make that a shortcut as well. Just hold it and add to shortcuts. So in the driving menu here, we have the speed limit assistant. So when you set your cruise control, you can have it to be a little bit faster than your set cruise control. You can adjust the speed. And you can also show the current speed limit or adjust it manually. I like to show my current speed limit. So you're gonna see right there, my speed limit for the road that I'm in. And then sound when the limit changes. I'm not a fan of that because it's always gonna be beeping. Speed limit exceed. So do you want it to warn you when you're speeding? It's just gonna flash. And do you want it to give you an audible noise, like a beep to tell you that you're driving faster than what you've told the car to? Route control, this one I haven't played around too much, but from my understanding is that when you have the cruise control set with the car's navigation, it'll adjust the speed based on the road condition. Like if there's a turn coming up and you have your cruise control on at 100, it might slow you down for that turn. It's pretty neat. Distance control. So when you have your cruise control set, I showed you earlier, you can toggle between the speed and the steering. You can tell it how close or far you want to be from the car in front of you. I want it to be a situational distance control, so it's going to adjust the distance automatically for me. And then do you want it to switch to regular cruise control or distance cruise control when you start the car? I don't like to have that on. Assisted view, do I want it on or off? Very simple. Notifications. Expanded or standard. I like expanded, show everything. And then hill descent control. You actually have to go through here to activate it. Let's see if I can make this a shortcut. You cannot, but I know that you can make this a shortcut. So quickly, if I'm going down a very steep hill, I can slide down from here and push hill descent control. I then will adjust my speed from here. And you'll see right there that it's adjusting the speed. I think maximum 32 kilometers. Nice, it's still 32. And minimum, let's see what their minimum is. 5 kilometers? I remember one time it was 3 for some cars. Yeah, 3 kilometers an hour. So that's just to go down a very steep hill at a controlled speed. It's using the engine braking to actually hold you at that speed. Great for boat launching or just going down a very steep hill that's a little bit icy or snowy. Some other things we have in here, the driving settings, of course, we've already gone through some of them because there's more things in here. You can also quickly activate the hill descent control from here, the lane departure from here, but you can also go to the driving settings and get more adjustments. Like if you go to safety and warnings, this is where I can go to customize my front collision, lane departure, blind spot, exit warning. So when I open up the door, it's gonna notify me if there's an object coming, fatigue alert, speed warning, which we've already gone through, speed limit exceed, we've already gone through. And when you click on them, there's the adjustment. You also have steering intervention. So with the lane departure, if you exit the lane without without signaling, the steering wheel vibrates. But if you don't take action, you can have the steering intervention put you back in the lane. Very nice feature. Parking. Do you want it to give you an audible note, an audible beep when you're parking? Yes. Show assistance information like, hey, I found a parking spot and I can automatically park for you. Emergency braking, so when you're reversing, if there's an object or a pedestrian that's going to be coming from the side, from the back, you can have it brake automatically for us, and additional braking from the sides. Personally, I'm not a fan of it. I like to park really close to objects sometimes, and I've had it slam on the brake for me when it was really not necessary. So that's just my personal setting. You can have it on or off, that's your choice. Automatic PDC activation. This, when you approach an object slowly in front, it'll activate the parking sensors. So you'll see here, I'm going to approach this object slowly. The beeping and the camera turned on automatically for me. So I don't have to click a button. It's just automatic. Now that's for the front. Of course, anytime, doesn't matter if that function is on or not. The moment you go into reverse, the camera and the beeping is on automatically. But that function was specifically just for the front. Automatic PDC. When approaching. PDC signal volume, so how loud do I want that beeping? Yep, thank you. Drive off monitoring. So this restricts strong acceleration if there's an object around me. So it's kind of like making sure that I don't accelerate into a store, which I've seen some old people do by mistake. It happens. Rear warning as well. So it's going to give me a visual warning, like a little yellow note here to tell me that an object is coming from this side or from the left side. That's pretty nice. And brake intervention at near. Of course, it's going to hit the brake when I'm reversing if any objects are around me. And then GPS based. This is for the panorama view. I've showed you this in another video. When you activate the front camera, so this is activating all the cameras. I would activate my panorama view, and I can activate my front camera so that the moment I approach this area, the front camera turns on automatically. And I showed you in another video that you can have your driver window open up automatically when you approach a GPS location. So basically that's what is telling you that you can have on or off. So if this was off, you could not save any of the GPS locations for an activation point. Parking guidelines on or off, and then obstacle markings on or off. Very easy. Driving, we've already gone through. Feedback via steering wheel. So how strong do you want the steering wheel to vibrate when the action is happening? I like that a lot. And then light elements. There are some lights right here. These will light up when you're using the backup assistant, the self-parking, or the self-driving. Drivetrain and chassis. Here's another way to turn off the auto start stop. The iconic sounds, that's like a noise being fed through the speakers. And then active drive off support. This is good for when it's slippery. It changes how the gears work so that when you're accelerating, it's not spinning the wheels too much. It's just kind of slowly getting you out of the stuck situation. And if I click on this, it'll give me the same icons here, just more detailed information with some things that we did not know about, like applying the handbrake automatically after turning off the engine. Love that a lot. Very cool. Exterior lighting. The same thing that we did through this toggle right there from the turn signal stock. Drive recorder, love this function. Basically, when you get into a small accident, it's going to record a full 360 around your car, and then you can view that recording. You can activate that recording like you just saw me here doing that, or by pushing and holding the camera button for 3 seconds. 1, 2, 3. It started recording. I'm just going to quickly stop it and show you. I like to have the drive recorder as a shortcut, so I'm going to push and hold, add to shortcuts. So then from any time I slide from the top down, go to the drive recorder, go to the recordings on the left, got to be in park, and then I can click on the actual recording, and I can choose here to show me the left side, the rear, the right side, or the front. This is great if you got into a fender bender or if you had an accident. There's no he said, she said. It's proof right in the video. To delete, you're gonna click this 3 dots and you can select the video that you wanna delete, or delete all of them, or export all of them. In the settings here, you can go to customize how it's gonna record. So yes, allow recordings. I can activate the manual recording like I just showed you, or if you get into an accident, so if the airbag is deployed, it will record automatically. Do I want it to record 20 seconds before or 30 seconds before, as well as after? 20 seconds before or 30 seconds, 30 seconds after, or 20 seconds after. So once it gets triggered, it's gonna save that recording for 20 seconds before the trigger point and 20 seconds after the trigger point. Warn me before overwriting so that I know that it's gonna delete some other videos in the past. And then theft. Theft is gonna start recording a full 360 around the car if the alarm is triggered. You can ask it for how long you want it to recording. You wanna access this data from your My BMW app, so you can actually turn on the camera from your app and view things around your car. Very cool. And for the inside, for the manual recording, I want it to record usually in the front, not the side. Actually, all. That makes sense. So from my BMW app, I can record all cameras around. Very nice. Interior lighting. You can come here to customize the ambient lighting, the reading lights, and the cockpit brightness, the same thing that we already saw before. You can turn on or off this ambient lighting. You can have it reduced for nighttime driving. So you see here, that's reduced. That's not reduced. Background light, you can adjust the brightness, you can change a bunch of colors. Lighting effects, the same thing that we saw before. So welcome light on, safety and warnings on, incoming calls on. Nice. So this will actually blink when you have an incoming call coming in. When you put your phone here for wirelessly charging, it's going to also blink. Very cool. You can come here to customize the doors and windows. So do you want it to unlock all the doors or just the driver door? Do you want it to unlock when you approach? Lock when walking away? So exactly what it means. Unlock when approaching. So you approach the car, it's going to unlock. It's going to lock automatically when you walk away from the car. So of course the key fob is the item that needs to be walking away. So you have it on you, you just walk away, it's going to lock. Fold the mirrors when you lock. Flash when locking. Flash when unlocking, yes. Sound, so I want the beep when it's going to lock and unlock. Do I want the doors to unlock at the end of my trip? So if you have your navigation set, or actually just turn off the engine, the doors will unlock automatically. That's kind of, I mean, it's good if you're picking people up, but if you're inside of the car, it's redundant because just pulling on the door handle will unlock and open up the door. Unlock the doors when in park. So the moment you put the car in park, it's going to unlock everything. Again, that's good if you're like picking people up. Lock after a short time. So if you click the unlock button on your key, but you don't actually go to the car to open up the door, it's going to lock automatically. Turn off after opening up door. So the car's on, I'm in park. I open up the door, the car's still on. So we turn off the engine. Everything is still on. The moment I open up the door, everything's going to turn off. And turn it back on. Back to the doors and windows. You can also adjust the tailgate, how high or low you want it to open. You can also tell it to open with the foot and close with the foot, as well as with the vehicle key. So when I click the tailgate button, do I want it to open up the tailgate or the tailgate and the doors, or so on and so on. Automated windows, we also did a video on that for you. We can automatically open up the window when you reach a certain GPS location. Keys, you can come here to customize what your keys do. You can add your digital key here, and you can even go here to do the same thing that we just saw before. Live vehicle, we saw this earlier. We can look at the vehicle like this, show what it's doing in terms of flashing its lights. If a door is open, it's pretty cool. I like it. If the wheel is turned, if you're actually in motion, it'll show you that the wheels are actually moving. It'll show you if it's using the charge regeneration, the brake regeneration to put charge back in the battery. Trip data shows you all your trip data. You can clear it. Vehicle status, like oil change, when it needs to be due. I believe you can even do an oil measurement here. So you click that and click on the start measurement. So vehicle, so don't click the accelerator, just do everything that it tells you there. And it's now gonna check the oil for me. Very nice. So there's no dipstick. Terrain view, this is new. It'll show you your steering input. It'll show you your pitch, like for up and down, and also your roll. So if you're gonna like climb over something, you can't roll the car. And also when you're on sand or accelerating hard, it's gonna show you which wheels are getting the most power for the X-Drive. Very cool. Oh, it also shows you the elevation. That's awesome. Very, very cool. Love that. Let's see, the oil should be finishing soon. Another 46%. With the interior camera, not only can you take a picture, but you can take a video. You can also set it to take a picture while you're smiling on a timer, or take burst pictures, like a bunch of pictures, and then you go to the gallery and you can view the gallery here. Settings, basically on or off. Let's just take a quick selfie. I like to do it on a timer because I'm never prepared. It's a 3-second timer, so when I click this, it's going to count down 3 seconds. Awesome. So now I go to my gallery and I can see it there. Oh my god, look at that night view, hilarious. And then I can go back, I can delete it, I can export it to my app. Really nice. It gives me a QR code so I can download it. Let's delete that from the car. Let's now go check the oil. So live view, engine oil is okay. It's showing me the level right there. How cool is that? I can see the memory, how much I've been using for the car. Mobile devices, that's where you can go to add a new device, remove a device, switch between Apple CarPlay, Android Auto, or the regular Bluetooth system. My modes is the same as pushing the My Modes button right here. Sorry, I got kind of late right now, so it's a bit dark outside. Notifications. I can come here and customize what notifications I want to be listed. I have everything set. It only makes sense. Open source compliance. It's just basically showing you that the legal information for everything, they have to show it in there. Owner's manual. You have a built-in owner's manual, which I love. And you also have videos. So if you go to animations, there's a bunch of nice, clear, cool animations. Not as good as my videos, but pretty good.
There is an accident risk when turning across an oncoming lane with...
We don't have time to watch this, but maybe I'll make a video on all of those videos. So if you guys want to watch exactly what they are, it's pretty cool. And of course, information about the car. Very, very in-depth. It's literally a manual. Parking. It's the same as pushing the parking button, which I showed you earlier. My highlights basically just opens up the area that will give you more information on highlighting key points for the Connected Drive store apps and stuff. Basically, legal notice, software licenses, kind of useless, but they have to show it. Accessing the radio, your seat comfort. So I can come here to not only adjust the seat manually, like with the button, but electronically here with the screen. That's pretty nice. I can set my driver menu, my driver profile for the seat, which is redundant because I have it set on the key. Comfort exit. That's cool. So when you put the car in park, okay? All right. And you turn off the car, my seat's gonna move for me. And then when I start the car, it's gonna bring me back to my original driving position. That's really nice. You can access your Sirius radio, system settings. This is just more stuff that you can set, like the time, language. You can actually change from these different languages, changes the whole system. We have Chinese now. Voice control, that just takes you to the personal assistant. Units, do you want it to show liters? Pretty self-explanatory here. Remote software upgrade, we're on system 9. I already searched for an update. We're at the highest level. We're up to date. Rear occupants alert. So if I forgot someone in the back, it'll tell me. Wireless charging tray. Do I want it on? Do I want it to tell me that I forgot a phone there for charging when I leave the car? Reset the vehicle data, so it just resets everything to factory. Your Wi-Fi shows you the password, the name, who's connected. That's nice. How many people connected? I love it. And then Bluetooth. The Bluetooth name. Oh, you can customize the name. Cool. So you can change it to like my X3 or whatever you want. Remove unused devices. So I guess after 30 days, if you don't use a device, it's going to automatically remove it. That is really smart and clever. I like that. And then connection conflicts. I guess if you're connecting to 2 devices at the same time, it's going to tell you that it can't. And if you're switching between another phone that's on CarPlay, it's going to tell you that, hey, do you want to disconnect that CarPlay that's already connected? And then driver assistance map, just showing you which map you're on. We're almost done here, guys. Almost done. Telephone takes you to the telephone. Very simple. Vehicle status, same thing that we saw before. Weather, very simple. Shows you the weather, shows you the air quality, shows you for the whole week. If you select a specific one, it'll give you by the times in the day, sunrise, sunset, UV of 3. That is so cool. And you can even search a different location. Very nice. What's nice about this is that you can search the location that you're driving to, so you can check the weather there at your destination. Wi-Fi takes you to the Wi-Fi section. Very simple. We just saw that. And then your service center. You can basically search for a service center, call the roadside assistance. You have our phone number there automatically set. You can remove the service center, add your own if another one is closer to your house. This was a lot, guys. This was a lot. I hope I showed you everything. I can't even speak well anymore because it's been like, I think, an hour here. So that was not a quick video. That was a long video on every single button on the 2025 BMW X3. If you like this video and you want to see more cool BMW tips and tricks and how-to guides, make sure that you're following us. You hit that bell notification. Until next time, it's Andre Podianu from BMW Blog. Peace out.